How much more tragedy must the American people endure before the status quo at our southern border finally changes? We are looking at a story today that is as infuriating as it is heartbreaking, a case that proves, once and for all, that the failures of our immigration system are not just about paperwork, they are about real, human lives being lost on our own interstates. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics and get the facts that matter, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and ensures these stories reach the people who need to hear them. The details coming out of Maricopa County, Arizona, are enough to make your blood boil. Brenda Rivera Estrada, a 30-year-old Mexican national, has now been officially indicted on manslaughter charges following a rollover crash on Interstate 17 back in April. The tragedy resulted in the death of her own 9-year-old daughter. But this wasn't just a simple accident. According to investigators, Rivera Estrada was allegedly driving under the influence of methamphetamine and marijuana. Think about the sheer recklessness involved here. Authorities say she was speeding, driving well over the 65-mile-per-hour limit while carrying 4 children in her SUV. Her 9-year-old daughter was thrown from the vehicle, and reports suggest she was forced to share a single seatbelt with a sibling. 3 other children, aged 11, 3, and 1, were also in the vehicle and suffered injuries. This is a level of negligence that defies comprehension. Now, let's look at how she was even here in the first place. ICE officials have confirmed that Rivera Estrada entered the United States through Nogales, Arizona, way back in February 2009. She was granted a non-immigrant visa that authorized her to stay for only 30 days. That was 15 years ago. She simply stayed in the country in total violation of federal law, completely off the grid, until this horrific incident forced the system to finally acknowledge her presence. For weeks, Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell faced pressure as the investigation dragged on. She defended the delay, noting that in cases this complex, there is only one chance to get it right. Well, they got it right. A grand jury has now indicted Rivera Estrada on 1 count of manslaughter, 3 counts of endangerment, and drug-related charges. She is now being held on a $250 zero cash bond after being transferred from ICE custody to the county jail. This case is a glaring indictment of the catch-and-release culture that many argue has permeated our border security for far too long. When individuals enter the country illegally and remain here for over a decade without oversight, who is responsible for the consequences? The tragic reality is that this 9-year-old girl might still be alive today if our immigration laws had been enforced properly years ago. This is not just a local crime story, it is a symptom of a massive, systemic failure that is playing out in communities across the United States. We are seeing a wave of these incidents, fatal crashes and violent crimes linked to individuals who have no legal status in this country. It raises the question, where does the duty of the state lie? Should the priority be the enforcement of our borders to protect our citizens, or the current, hands-off approach that seems to prioritize everything except for the rule of law? The public is angry, and frankly, they have every right to be. We are witnessing the result of a system that has become too loose, too slow, and entirely too dangerous for the average American. So, I want to hear from you. Do you think the current administration should be held accountable for these tragedies? Or is this purely a local law enforcement issue? Should we be implementing stricter, immediate deportations for anyone who overstays their visa? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know where you stand on this. This situation isn't going away, and as more information continues to surface, we will be here to hold those in power accountable and report the truth. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and don't let the headlines distract you from the bigger picture. I will see you in the next one.